Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is a quiet morning here in Anaheim. I am still on a stakeout, watching to make sure that nobody vandalizes a shut-down pot shop. This is likely going to be my last day of doing this, and I have managed to see before coming into work today the movie Us. I am so tired, I should have been sleeping. But I'm going to admit here that when I heard the premise for Us, the movie was spoiled for me, and I did not want to see the film because of that. I did see Get Out. There were a number of problems with Get Out to me, and people are saying, well, it's more about concept than it is about reality. And my statement is, this is a horror movie. I am somehow not afraid of rich people trying to jack my body. So Us is the story of a woman who has a tragic incident early in life that causes her to lose her voice. She is then rehabilitated, has a family, and is terrified of revisiting the place where she had this incident. We're never clear on the incident, at least not in the first act. And a whole 36 minutes into this film, I was checking my watch. A family of doppelgangers show up to wreak havoc on them. Yeah. Now, the first act is long, boring, and brings about the question of, is it not possible to have put these scenes as flashbacks later in the film? Because we see a lot of flashbacks later in the film. Because, the premise is that a group of doppelgangers show up to murder your family. Or whatever it is they were trying. They were doing some weird stuff there. So I can't specifically say... There was condensation on the inside of my car. I cannot specifically say that their entire goal was to murder, but it's kind of weird. There's a lot of questions that are left unanswered by this particular film, and whereas I will say the second and third act of the film, the last, hour and some odd minutes, had a good amount of action, a small amount of what I would call gore, and in all reality, yeah, okay, these things are kind of scary monsters. I don't know how afraid I would be of a version of me that can't talk and is pasty-faced, but I can sort of get behind the idea of a bunch of humans that are grunting, carrying scissors, and wearing red. Okay. So there is that. Again, this is a much better than average horror movie. It is not designed entirely to entertain you, but perhaps also to make you think. I am not understanding what they're trying to do to make you think, because they're saying, well, imagine if there was another you out there. Do the others represent the rest of humanity, like the people in Africa, for example, who are starving, or the people in Mexico who are starving, or other parts around the world who are not as wealthy as Americans? Because, I get the fact that, if I lived the kind of lifestyle I live in another country, I would be living like a king. As they don't have meat every meal. They don't have flushing toilets and other things. There are countries like that. So I'm wondering if this is supposed to be some kind of a metaphor for the greed of Americans, the lavishness of Americans. Is this supposed to tell me to appreciate what I have because it can be taken away? I don't know. So Us is kind of one of those heady horror films. It delivers enough to be entertaining, and it is not terrifying in any way. I'm not going to have nightmares about another me coming around, grunting and swiping at me with scissors. But, all in all, it's a pretty good film. It is. Not the worst horror film I've seen, not the best. Very middle ground. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard.
Hello folks, I'm Fred the Facehugger, reminding you to like and comment on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, because if you don't, Random Street Theater might not be around forever. And for every 1,000 subscribers, we're going to take a pound of trash out of the ocean. We don't have that many yet, so get subscribing, tell your friends, or I facehug you. Mwah!